Welcome back to the entrepreneurship sessions and lectures. This lecture is going to focus on module number 2 that deals with creativity and idea generation, an important aspect of entrepreneurship. Now, when it comes to creativity, what is entrepreneurship or what is the role of entrepreneurship that creativity is going to play? In simple terms, when we talk about people, what is creativity? It is something which is finding new ways or a very different, articulate way of doing things. And basically, all business in the world today are built on new ideas. Entrepreneurs needs to be able to see things, new ideas in a much innovative way, providing solutions. They also need to be able to sell their ideas to others, which requires both creativity and most importantly communication skills. Of course, not every entrepreneur is a creative genius, but definitely you should, as an entrepreneur, you should have the willingness to think outside as a creative person. Now, when it comes to attaining creativity, there are various barriers also which will play and role of an obstacles or a barrier when it comes to successful implementation of the entrepreneurship form of business. Now, what are these barriers? The fear of failure. As an entrepreneur, the foremost thing which lacks or basically creates barriers in creativity is lack of fear, fear of future, so that what will be the future course of action, will be the outcome. If it is so happens, the power utilized for thinking will be wasted. So you should be away from the fear of failure. Lack of adequate motivation. Why should a person feel motivated for creativity or creative behavior and thinking? What exactly is more important is the way you undertake the thinking, not develop new things. Lack of commitment, which is for a creative person, commitment is going to be quite crucial and the way through which you can accomplish your objectives. With this quality, he will be fulfilling his commitment, but except for a few entrepreneurs, it lacks in most of the entrepreneurs that you are not committed of what your idea is all about. Lack of sufficient funds, definitely funding, finance being helm of each and every activity plays a very important role. And for doing that, an entrepreneur should have sufficient funds. Without that, all aspects remain neglected, which includes innovation, which includes experiments, and definitely creative thinking. So, lack of sufficient fund is another hurdle which basically creating barriers in having a very creative behavior. The tendency of permanency in person. It is commonly observed likewise that that till a person does not enter into a work security category, like a permanent employee or something which has been given to him as permanent, he fully utilizes his physical, mental, and individual or intellectual capacity. Besides that, he also offers his superior suitable suggestions, ideas, and information about the new commodities. But it is the thing that permanency has to be there when it comes to creativity. Fear of being laughed at means these days we are more thinking about what others were going to think about us. But on the contrary, what is to talk about appreciating the ideas, thinking and contributing of others that makes fun to that person. Such behavior is a barrier to creativity. That what will others think, and it also apprehends or basically is an apprehension as a person when you are thinking about it. Maybe this thing is not going to be liked by others. Lack of knowledge. Definitely, you need skill, ability, and knowledge for accomplishing what you want. So if he lacks it, the person will not be able to understand the importance of creative behavior. Irrational and partial decisions, another important thing. In the condition, that means uh, your behavior is not rational. You have not taken a pragmatic decision or a practical decision. Definitely, creativity is altogether lost. And in the future, also you become a little apprehensive that you have not taken a good decision. laziness, you have to be active. You have to be quite serious that laziness is a demerit. You can't ignore the fact that you have to be more alert and more active when it comes to entrepreneurship. Insecurity of work. By creativity and creative behavior, new thinking, new ideas, development of new commodities, and application of new constitutions create an apprehensions of being unsecured. That means by surplus using or not to have work in the employees will disturb the creative part of an individual. Excess dependence. Some people do not use their own wisdom, qualities, and abilities and intelligence that they have, and they consider others' knowledge more dependable. That again lacks something which where creativity is lost. Tendency of jealousy and envy is another reason. In such condition, he will not be presenting a good idea or which will help him in getting uh, something better because he is being discouraged of being jealous or having envy from any another person who is doing quite well. Negative feeling. Negative feeling of a person also poses barrier in creative behavior. The reason being that people have inferiority complex, lacking positive ideas, and not having too much optimism about what they are going to take is going to be a good decision. Doubts and confusions, another important reasons why you are lacking creativity. That most managers and their subordinates are in doubt and confusion, and they think whether the idea or is going to be acceptable, applicable, helpful or not. So it also is one of the reasons that new products are not being basically encouraged. And it's a dictatorial system of management. The management managers and subordinates have to do only which is owners direct. So this is because of doubts and confusions that are there with the organizations. Dominance. Yes, dominancy of group is another important reason. And if organizations are under the influence of a particular group, then it becomes very, very difficult that they take anything which is going to be their own idea, their own creativity, their own innovations. So this concludes the important barriers that are there when it comes to creativity and idea generation, a very important aspect of entrepreneurship form of business. In the next, we are going to focus on the subsequent part of this module itself. Till then, keep learning.